Good afternoon. This is Deb Allen for the New York Times. Welcome to today's crossword. Come help me crush this thing. It's going to be a difficult one today. I'm going to start out by saying that we have a highly conceptual puzzle by Milo Beckman. It's haunted. Ooh, spooky. We're going to be finding some things in the puzzle that you may not be able to see, but they're definitely there. So let's start out. We don't want to, we don't want to pull a muscle. So let's start out with some fill in the blanks to warm up. We've got area. I'm going to put rug in there. We've got 3 letters, area rug. If this was the Onion, it could be area man. But this is the New York Times, so I think it's more like an area rug. Let's see. Oh, 32 across. We have, let's see, where are we here? Dar es Salaam. That's a good one. 37 across is a Conway West lyric. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger. Let's see, she. We've got 40 across, which is Dom Perignon. And look at this. We are already sprinkling some words into the Thursday crossword. So if you think you cannot get started, if you think that you are only a Monday through Wednesday solver, stick with me. Thursdays around lunchtime, usually we're around 1 o'clock, but today we're a little bit early because of some election they tell me we're having. I will show you how to make your way into the Thursday puzzle and become a Thursday solver and beyond. Ricardo Cunha is greeting us. Hi, guys. Hi, Ricardo. David Trey says 40 across is Dom. 55 down, he says, is Eve. Let's see. Fashions, Yves Saint Laurent. You're right. That's terrific. We're almost all warmed up. Liza Mavel Collado says hi. Coleman Barrow says 31 down is Nam. Oh, that was one of my favorite entries in the entire puzzle. The clue is from The Big Lebowski, and you can't hate a puzzle that has a Big Lebowski clue in it. It says Smokey. This is not Nam. This is bowling. There are rules. Great scene with John Goodman where he pulls a gun on poor Smokey. Lanny Bouchacourt says 32 down is Dell. Let's see. Joe Biden's home, Delaware, and it is abbreviated. Thank you. Kamasu Siegel says 43 down is Akai. Let's see. 43. I think that's 43 across. Berry said to have anti-aging qualities. That is definitely the Akai, but you know what will age you? Paying for them. They are very expensive. So I say it's a wash. I don't know about you guys. Christian Barch says, thanks, no time right now. That's okay, Christian. We are, this is live, but the video will live on the New York Times page and also on the wordplay column. Shuchi Smita Shukla says 42 is Via. Let's take a look at that one. By way of, it's entirely possible, but here is where we start to get into this really spooky theme. By way of is abbreviated. It could be via, but I'm not sure that via is an abbreviation. And besides that, we have 4 blocks here. We have 4 squares here, so I'm not sure what this means. Elizabeth Herman Snodgrass says 43 down is alumna. Let's take a look. Reunion attendees. No, sure, that fits. Let's put that in. Let's see. Brian McMahon says 39 down is End, live from Italy. Oh man, Brian, I wish I were there right now. 39 down. Last song recorded by all 4 Beatles with the end. You're correct about that one. Nujat Fatima says 45 is course. Let's take a look. Well, it could be, yes, there is a phrase in English that is of course, but in parentheses it says so to speak. So we're not really looking for of course, because that's not the same as so to speak. But even if you're not sure of the answer, call it out. It's okay. And if I miss you guys, I'm sorry, the comments are coming in very quickly, but the answer here would be of a sort. The problem is here that we have more letters, more squares than we have letters. So something weird is going on here. I think our puzzle is haunted. Let's take a look and let's keep going. Colin Harkins says 62 across is 1. Let's see, 62. Word before Happy New Year. Correct, Colin, because we count down from 10, and the last number before we say Happy New Year is 1. Russ McKechnie says 41 across is telethon. Let's take a look. Milton Berle hosted the world's first one. Okay, all right, I'll put that in there. Telethon. Whoops, sorry about that. Telethon. That's my typing, not the app. Kathy Maria Marsh says she can't see the numbers in the boxes. I'm sorry about that, Kathy. If you try holding your phone, if you're looking at this on a phone, and you're try holding it in landscape mode, it tends to make it a little bit bigger. Davis Lanterman says 47 across is hold. Let's take by way of abbreviation. Not sure about hold. Let's check some of the crossings. By way of abbreviation and by way of this, advice between buy and sell. Hold. Okay, got that. Thank you very much. Josh Nathan says 36 down is Tex. Let's see. Ted Cruz is home. Yep, Texas. Let's see if we can get this one. Crew leader for short. Not sure about that one yet. We have 30 down. Now you're talking. So this has to be some sort of verbalization. Katie Goldner has guessed that 4 across is AP class. Let's take a look at the clue. European history and physics C mechanics for 2. Well, we have enough room for AP class, but this is a tricky puzzle. This is when we start to see some of the really good, gotcha kind of clues in the puzzles. So let's put in AP, and class fits, but I'm not sure it's actually right, because an AP class is singular and the clue is asking for a plural. And if we put AP classes, we won't have enough room. So what if we put in AP tests? Simon Cusudis says, wish I could see better. Warren Alexander says, today's puzzle theme is not obvious and not for beginners. No, it certainly isn't. But you know what? Once in a while, it's okay. It's okay to push ourselves. I'm not sure what to do about the blurriness of the puzzle. We're seeing it pretty clearly here. Let's see. John Couperas has guessed that 35 across is haunted. Let's take a look. And that brings us into the theme. This is what we call a revealer. It's a clue that you have to solve, but it helps reveal the theme of the puzzle. So today's clue at 35 across is full of ghosts, like 4 answers in this puzzle. And the word for full of ghosts is absolutely haunted. I told you this puzzle was haunted. So that means now you're talking is probably oh-ho. This crossing I found very hard. Apparently there's a river called the Amu Darya, and then this crossing suffix with drunk. We're looking for something that goes at the end of the word drunk, starting with an A, and that I'm guessing is drunkard. Leonardo Coelho says 25 down is Trenton. Let's take a look at that. 25 down. Home of the Thunder, the AA affiliate of the Yankees. Oh, sure it is. I live in New Jersey, so that's definitely the home of the Thunder. Jim Picardo agrees that it's haunted. Carmen Caruna says it's haunted. Bernie Mulvaney gets into something interesting. 40 down is dies. Let's take a look at 40 down. German article. Now here's the thing. We know that a singular clue has to have a singular answer. So die is definitely the German article meaning the or a, but we have 4 boxes. So somehow we have to figure out where what's going on with that extra square. Monster film hit of 1984 starting with a U. I don't really know of any monster film hits of 1984 starting with a U, so I'm going to take out alumna, even though that is definitely a good guess. And I'm going to think the only monster film hit I can think of with supernatural beings was Ghostbusters. If we have Ghostbusters in here, how do we put this in? There's not enough room. There's room for busters, but no room for ghosts. And you know why? Because the ghosts are invisible. So we have a haunted puzzle that is full of ghosts, but we can't see them. So here at 53 across, the monster film hit of 1984 is Ghostbusters with the invisible ghost. And the German article is die, which is a singular, just like the clue. But there's this extra T that just sort of hangs around there like a pesky ghost. John Bailey agrees with me. Robert Polsky agrees with me about Busters. Bradley Schlesinger, no, Ghostbusters doesn't fit. But if the ghost is invisible, we can just write in Busters and just imply ghost there. Justin Levine says 48 across is laser gun. Let's take a look at that. Zapper. Yeah, why not? A laser gun will zap you. Okay. Here, welfare workers caseload is cases, but look at this, you guys. Where the ghost is hanging out. A welfare worker's load are cases, but the ghostly entry just sort of cuts through there and floats through the entry without affecting it. So even though we have the welfare workers load is cases, the U still makes it a legitimate word. Isn't that incredible? And not only that, but it's true all through the puzzle. I mean, all through the theme entry. So all across here, the B, the U, the S, the T, the E, the R, and the S are going to be extra letters, but they all make real words. So instead of alumna, we have reunion attendees is alums, but it still makes a real word, albums. That has nothing to do with the clue, but we have to remember that the real answer is alums. And the ghost just floats right through those answers. How cool is that? George McDonald saying, what? You know what, George? It took me a long time to figure this one out, too. Do not feel bad. And the people who watch the stats for people solving this puzzle say a lot of people are struggling with this one. Elaine Lamb says albums. Yes, it's albums, but the answer is really alums. So I'll go over that again. We have a theme entry here, monster film hit of 1984, which is Ghostbusters, and the ghost is implied at the beginning of this entry because ghosts are invisible, and the ghost just sort of floats through the rest of this entry. So the answer to 43 down, reunion attendees, is alums, ALUMS. But we have busters just floating through it, yet it still makes a real word, which is pretty confusing. But oh my God, can you imagine the evil, haunted mind it took to think this one up? Faye Ginsburg said, yep, it's hard. But you know what? We can get this. You know, more minds make this easier. So Tamara says it's better to use the app on this one. Yeah, I can imagine if you're trying to do this in print, you're probably going to have a lot of write-overs. The nice thing about it is that the down clues for the theme entries that cross the theme entries are pretty kind. So, for example, of blank, so to speak, the answer is of a sort. Now, that would be, if you put your thumb over this S in laser gun, you would have a S-O-R-T, ignoring this second S in the word. However, it still makes a real word, a sort. Dario Duran, yeah, Fred didn't fuss. That's pretty wow. Dario Duran says 56 across is USO. Let's take a look at that. Oh, yep, we got that. There is a bit of a lag on Facebook Live, so please forgive me if I'm just seeing some of your comments now. Andrew Macy agrees with me that 45 down is a sort. Bernie Mulvaney says 60 across is mare. Let's take a look at that. Yep, 60 across is mare. And 63 across, it went boom for short, is SST, the old airplanes. Let's see. Robert Polsky says 54 down is soak. Let's take a look at that. Take a long bath. You know what? That sounds good to me. Let's put that in there and let's see what else we've got going on here. How the fashionable dress. That's going to be some sort of an adjective. S something. Let's see if we can get some more of these other crossings. By way of, still don't have that. Aimed at. Not so sure. Kate Torrey Snyder says 49 down is Wrens. 49 down is boxing segments. Well, yes, we would type in RENDS, but we would ignore the E because the abbreviation for boxing segments is actually rounds, RNDS. Very good. You guys are really catching on quickly. Joanne Eng, I believe, yes, I agree with you. Great interaction. We can all do this together. Dale Corvino says sharply. Okay, I'm guessing that you're guessing at 54 across. Sure, let's put that in. Oops, sorry. Sharp. God, I gotta improve my typing skills. Sharply. That looks like it fits, so let's leave that in there for now. Robert Lee, 38 down, says the answer is Holy Land, Suriname colonizer. Well, I'm going to type that, I'm going to type that in there, Holy Land. The Holy Land didn't colonize Suriname, but if we ignore this Y, we have Holland. And Holland sure did colonize Suriname. So that's definitely part of a clue. Let's see this. Campfire entertainment. All right, we know there's a ghost in there, guys. What kind of campfire entertainment do we have that starts with the word ghost? Jean Sweeney says, love that you're elevating my game skills. Jean, I love that you're playing, and you're very welcome. Please stay with us, because that's what wordplay and that's what the puzzle is about, and that's what this Facebook Live is about, is making people better solvers, because there's nothing to be afraid of here. It's a game. Jeremy McGowan, I'd love to do it more often. You can always read wordplay. We're there every day. D. Hallett says, oh, 53 across is probably Gremlins. Let's take a look at that. 53. Well, we have that. We've already figured out that 53 across is Busters, as in Ghostbusters. Does anybody know what kind of campfire entertainment? We already know that it's a theme clue because there's an extra letter here that turned Holy Land into Holland. I'm going to guess that it's a ghost story, because that's what I think of as campfire entertainment. The ghost is implied, it's invisible, and we have the ghost story floating through all these other things. So that makes, by way of abbreviation, it's not Thor, but it's THR, through. Ivan Ivanov said, where can you find this game? This is the New York Times Crossword Puzzle, and you are welcome to download the app. It's free, and the mini is free every day. You do need a subscription for the daily crossword puzzle, but there's a lot that you can do on the site without subscribing. Hopefully you will, though. Joyce Ogie says, it's better when in landscape mode, harder to type, though. Sorry about that, Joyce. Adam Courage agrees with me on Ghost Story, and Yumi Schultz says story. Absolutely, you guys. You are doing awesome at this. We're going to crush this thing in no time at all. So let's take a look at this one and finish up this corner. 37 down, aimed at. So far we have Shorp, blank, oh blank. Not sure what that is. Let's see if we can figure this out. Like on Twitter, informally. Not sure about that. And GPS lines, abbreviated, that's got to be roads, RDS. Like on Twitter, oh, like, got it. This is not a comparative like you would have on Twitter. It's to like something on Twitter, and that's when you favorite. So what we have here is aimed at. I don't think it's shop for. We would ignore the R here because that's a theme entry. I think shop for is not necessarily aimed at. So I'm not sure if dressing sharply is really the answer, but it does sound good and it does fit. Let's take that off for right now and see if we can make our way through here. Bit of dust. This is going to be tough because remember we've got extra boxes here. Tap options, not sure. Nick D'Alessandro, Mari Ganga, Timothy Murphy, Faye Ginsberg, Mohammed Hassan, Jonas Kranz, all of you are agreeing with Faye. That's good. I'm thinking that this is going to be shot for. If you aim at something, you've shot for it, remembering that we leave out the R. I still think this is an R. I still think that through is by way of. So maybe how the fashionable dress is smartly. What do you guys think of that? Rose Reynolds agrees with me. Everybody else is saying spec. I guess that is going to deals with the bit of dust at 51 down. But remember, you guys, we're ignoring this square, right? Story is part of the theme, and the ghost is just floating through. We're going to ignore it. So maybe it starts here at the M. A bit of dust could be a might. Not really sure if that's correct, but let's put it in there for now. Tap options. I think that sometimes you would think, Sarah Hosney says, yes, smite, a bit of dust is, well, ignoring the S, it is might. We're almost halfway through with this, so this is really good for this puzzle. This was a hard one. Tap options. Now, you might think at first that we're talking about to tap on a smartphone or to physically tap on something. Remember, though, that we're ignoring this T and we're starting here at the A. I'm going to guess that there are other kinds of taps, like the kind that ale would come out of. So maybe the tap options here is ales. And we've got some other things to figure out here with this theme entry in the way. But a joint ailment, the only joint ailment I know other than arthritis is gout. And we still have the word grout here, but remember, we're ignoring the R here because it's part of the theme. So the answer to joint ailment is gout. Let's see if we can figure out some of the ones down here. Sharon Jackson and Ian Anderson agrees with me that it's ales. So let's move on from there. That was over the line. Oh, I think I know what this is. I think this answer, that was over the line, is not cool, which is a really, really great, crunchy phrase. But the problem is not coil doesn't make much sense. So I don't think this is a mite. I think it's a mote, a dust mote. And that would make this not cool, which is great. We finished that. 61 across, school assignment specification. That's got to be due date. What else have we got? Tom Skinner agrees with me on due date. Sam Mia says not cool. Everybody's agreeing that we've got not cool, which is awesome. Sam Mia also says smote, mote of dust. Well, remember, Sam, that we're ignoring this S because it's part of the ghost. Then we have repeat offenses metaphorically. That's got to be strikes, like as in 3 strikes, you're out. And let's just check to see we're right. 58 down, early 5th century year is CDI. That's Roman numerals, which I don't love in my puzzle, but there's only one today, so that's not too bad. 46 down, more adorable. Well, that's got to be cuter, but I don't know how cute Custer was, but remember, we're ignoring this S because it's part of Buster's, the ghost. So the answer to more adorable is actually cuter, C-U-T-E-R. Romina DaCosta agrees with me on strikes. Hezekiah Nikdau, and please forgive me if I mispronounce your name, says it strikes. A lot of people are agreeing on strikes. Let's move on, guys. We've got the bottom of the puzzle. Let's crush the top. So now we have Knight's Ride. Well, I think that's steed, but look at this. We have too many squares for it to be steed. So clearly we have some more theme entries going on here, like mini celebrity memoirs. Well, I'm betting that that's a theme entry. So the first word would be ghost. And the second word, if a lot of celebrity memoirs are ghost written. So we're going to let that ghost float away, and we're going to just write in written. And that gets us into the northeastern part of the grid. Joe Labio says, cuter is not double T. Well, we don't have a double T there. We have an S there that we're ignoring. Remember that we've got a ghost here that's supposed to be invisible. So it actually is C-U-T-E-R. A lot of people are jumping ahead. Yep, it's steed, 8 down. And there we go. Remember, the ghost written is to be ignored. So the clue for 8 down, Knight's Ride, is S-T-E-E-D. And let's see what else we've got here. Sister publication of 16 magazine. Some of you are writing in Teen Beat. I remember that one pretty well. And what else have we got? Raquel Williams agrees on ghost written. Ray Beltran and Ray Beltran agrees on written. George McDonald says stewed. Barbara Early is asking, please explain why you're ignoring this stuff. It doesn't make sense to those of us coming in late. I'm happy to, Barbara. We have a haunted puzzle today. If you can see, I've highlighted 35 across, and that's our revealer. 35 across, the clue is full of ghosts, like 4 answers in this puzzle. And we've got 2 of them so far. One is 53 across, the monster film hit of 1984, which, if it's full of ghosts, it's got to be Ghost, which is implied, Busters. Ghostbusters was the monster film hit of 1984. So what we have here is a puzzle where the word ghost is invisible or implied, like most ghosts are, and then crossing all of those letters, B-U-S-T-E-R-S, we have words that are easy to fill in. Reunion attendees is actually alums, A-L-U-M-S. But because Busters is part of the ghost, I'm saying we're ignoring that. It's actually supposed to be invisible, but what's really cool is that it's there to fool you because it also makes a perfectly cromulent word, albums. So when I say we're ignoring a square, what I'm trying to do is highlight the fact that there's another word there that actually answers the clue. Alums are reunion attendees, but albums is a perfectly good word. It just has nothing to do with the clue, and that's the tricky part of this. Nick Guerrero, okay, I'm getting back to solving. Shuchi Shukla says 11 across is tab. Let's see. One may be open at the bar. Well, yes, you could have an open tab. Let's do some of the crossings and see if that matches. One involved with underground rock bands. Now we have that question mark there, so obviously there's some wordplay involved. If you are thinking that this is a groupie or somebody involved with real underground rock bands, you'd be wrong today. Today we're supposed to be thinking about bands of rock that are underground, like in a mine. And the answer is minor, which comes out looking like minter because we are ignoring the T in ghost written. Barbara Early says she got it. Good for you, Barbara. Keep on solving and stay with us. Bahai Mohiuddin says 10 down should be span, like in the span of a bridge. Let's see. 4,200 feet for the Golden Gate Bridge. You got that. And it comes out looking like Spain, but remember, for every letter in written, we are ignoring that box. So the answer here is S-P-A-N, span. A lot of people are talking about it being tab 11 across, but you know what? You know what else? What other kind of thing could you have that's open at a bar? I think you could have an open mic night, especially since we have that M there. So let's keep going. 16 across, kinda, sorta. Not really sure what that would be. 19 across, the world's most dangerous group. I know these guys, and they are actually not the world's most dangerous group. It's NWA. This I blank, which are supposed to be fighting words in the parentheses. Tete-a-tetes, which literally means head to head. I'm going to guess there's an S there since that's a plural. Let's see what else we have here. Ingot. Let's see. An ingot is a bar, like a bar of gold. And remember, we're ignoring this T. Axel Levin says, Lenny Land wants to know what minter is. It's actually minor. We're ignoring this T in the box. Valerie Orellana says 15 across is crop top. Let's take a look at that. Midriff showing garment. Something I would never dare do, but absolutely, not that there's anything wrong with that, crop top. And we have something here that's going to be T-O something. We're going to ignore the R-E. Shredded is tore. And we have the double R-he-tori. This is really fantastic, you guys. Look at this. We're really good. We're plowing through a very hard puzzle. Ray Beltran says something is chance. Let's see. Oh, you know what? You're right. I completely forgot about the end there that we're ignoring. So it's actually a tete-a-tete is a chat. CHATS. Let's take a look at this. Column on an airport screen abbreviation. Well, the only one I know of is arrivals. And kinda sorta is ish. So that makes this I. Oh, it's not this I swear. It's this is war. Fighting words. ISW. Remember that we're ignoring the EAR. This is war. That's something Bugs Bunny said quite a lot. A lot of people are agreeing on tour and chats and arrivals. Leonardo Coelho says 7 down is EPS. Let's take a look. Brief records in brief. Yes, extended play albums, EPs. Let's see if we can get this. Tile in a mosaic. This is a beautiful word that I love. Tessera. Like, as in, like, I don't know if they're the same as fractals, but tessera is a beautiful word. Avika Sibulkova, and please forgive me for mangling your name, says 21 is twin. Let's take a look at that. Element number 50. Well, I'm not quite sure, even if we're ignoring a word here, ignoring a box here, I'm not sure how that would fit in, but we'll come back to that. 4 down, it follows a curtain raising, and that's act something, which I think is going to wind up being Act 1, because that's when the curtain goes, oops, I'm sorry, that should probably be an I. Act 1, and then there's going to be something here that's going to be ghostly, like fish and chips? Wow, I don't know. Let's move on and see what else we've got here. Philip Waverka says 6 down is Tosh. Eric Concius agrees with him. Comedian Daniel Tosh, yep, like Tosh 2.0. Everybody agrees with that, so let's move on. Justin Apperson says, come back now, it's tin. I'm not sure which one you're referring to, Justin. If you could give me a number and whether it's across or down, that helps. Pavel Farin says, hi, Deb. I think 26 across should be fini. Let's take a look. What's done in Haiti? Very good guess. Our hearts go out to the people in Haiti who have been devastated by Hurricane Matthew. This is a tricky clue. What we're really asking for here is, how do you say done in Haiti? And the answer is fini, because that's done in Haitian Creole. Thank you very much for that. Gold Rush Elements Ghost Train, Kevin Reich says. Let's take a look about this. I know a lot of people were calling out Lean on Me for the Bill Withers and Club Nouveau hit, so let's just drop that in. Thank you very much for your help. We're going to figure this out, this part out. This is all we have left. Certain bug is a fly, I think. Katie Turi Snyder says 24 across is 24 across is some Gold Rush remnants, is towns. So, well, it wouldn't be, well, it could be ghost towns. It would certainly fit. Let's see what else we have here. Inauguration VIP is going to be the president. And let's see. Allison Simeon says flu, but remember, that could be a certain bug. You're right. It's tricky enough. Address not found on a GPS. You know what? You're right, and I was wrong, and I will admit that. I'm big enough to admit that it's flu, because you know what? This is a trick question. Address not found on a GPS is not a physical address at all. It's a URL. So there we have a Certain bug is a flu, and Will Shorts, our editor, happens to have the flu right now, so we send our best wishes for his quick recovery. Hope you're feeling better, Will. Sink or swim, e.g. Matt Thompson agrees that it's flu. Allison Simeon says tin, but I'm not quite. Oh, you know what? I'll bet you're referring to this one, element number 50. And we have to figure out what this is going to be. I think somebody said towns, as in some gold rush remnants are now ghost towns. So remember now that we are ignoring the letters in towns. And somebody said British for this. Yes, element number 50 is tin, and I've put that in. So now we have British for like fish and chips. And now we have two really, really long things crossing our ghostly towns. Package delivery person. That happens to be a courier. But because we have the T here, it looks like courtier. And this was a word that I learned as I was doing this puzzle. Today I learned that fit for a queen, the word is reginal, as in Victoria Regina, R-E-G-I, skipping the O in towns, N-A-L, reginal. Isn't that a nice word? Let's see what else we have here. Fair hiring initials, EOE. Bob Brereton says verb, sink or swim, e.g. Those are both verbs. And if we look at the crossing, the Blu-ray ancestor is VCR. And you guys rock, because you know what? We have crushed the New York Times crossword puzzle for Thursday. And this was a tough one, but when we are solving together, we can do anything, and you guys can do this. So if you have any other questions, please check us out on Wordplay. We answer these questions. We have a large community of like-minded solvers, and I hope you'll give the puzzle a try. Remember, the minis are free every day. It was lovely to spend an hour with you on a Thursday. It's rainy and cold here in New York, so I hope it's nice where you are. Thank you very much. This is Deb Amlin for the New York Times. Have a wonderful Thursday.